Paranoid Tales, Case File, Footprints That Look Back. This incident is based on a witness account alleged to have taken place in November 2018, in a small town. The person giving the testimony requested anonymity. In the case file, they are identified only as M. The text you are about to read has been reconstructed based on M's official statement, witness notes, and the analysis of an audio recording he made on the night of the incident. Witness testimony: that night, I had gotten off work late again. After that hour, there aren't any proper roads open in the town. I had no choice but to take that old path that runs through the forest. I hadn't used it in years, but I thought it would be a shortcut. As M walked, the air felt quieter than normal. There wasn't even any wind. The leaves on the trees weren't moving. The only sound he could hear was his own footsteps. The strange thing is, even my steps didn't echo. He had been walking for about 5 minutes when the first sound came. A whisper. Soft, low, but unmistakably his own name. M stopped and looked around. At first I thought someone was calling me, but I couldn't tell where it was coming from. The sound, it was both in front of me and behind me at the same time. He does not say he was afraid. However, from the pauses in the audio recording, it is clear that he was trembling. As he continued walking, a second whisper followed. I knew. According to M, the voice sounded human, but not natural. The intonation was off, the shape of the word was strange, as if it were trying to speak for the very first time. At this point, the witness begins to run. He states that something resembling footsteps followed him, but not in a regular pattern. It wasn't like a normal person. Every time it stepped on the ground, it sounded as if something was being pulled backward. The rhythm of the steps was reversed. Brief notes regarding the incident. That night, the air was humid and the fog was thick. Tall trees lined both sides of the narrow path. Once night fell, the area was completely engulfed in darkness. Local residents had, from time to time, complained about strange sounds coming from this path. However, no official reports were ever filed. What happened at home? M reaches his house while running. He slams the door shut and turns the lock. And at that exact moment, he hears a third whisper coming from the other side of the door. You're fast, but not fast enough. He says that upon hearing this sentence, everything in the room fell into silence. There were no outside sounds at all. It was as if even the air inside the house had grown heavy. He was unable to sleep throughout the night. He tried to record the sound on his phone, but the moment the recording started, static appeared. The next morning, when morning came and he saw that the weather had cleared, he gathered his courage and approached the window. He looked toward the path he had run down the night before. The ground was still wet, which made the footprints stand out clearly. At first glance, I thought it was normal. There were footprints, but when I looked closer, I froze. The prints did not belong to M. They weren't large, indistinct, yet vaguely human in shape. What was truly unsettling was this. The footprints were not facing forward, but backward, as if whatever had left them had approached M, while walking in reverse. The strange thing was the depth of the prints. It was as if someone was standing there with their full weight, but there was no one around. Those prints, they were just there, as if waiting for someone. Aftermath. M says that for 2 weeks after the incident, he heard the same sound in his dreams. The whisper never formed words. It was only a sound like someone breathing. A few people in the town have also claimed that they saw a strange shadow on the same path years earlier, but none of these accounts were ever verified. The case file has not been closed. There is no official explanation for the incident. The footprints, however, completely disappeared 2 hours after sunrise. At the end of his statement, M said only this: I don't know what I saw, but that thing, I'm sure it saw me. Here is the English translation. Not everything is limited to a single file. Sometimes it's a sound, sometimes an image, sometimes the small details left behind what we call coincidence. In the next videos, we'll touch on completely different topics. Overlooked signs, unsettling questions, moments that make you think, what if it's actually true? But don't worry, you're not alone on this journey.